Hi, this is Leftwing Kody, and welcome to our How We Made video. This is a series of videos that we're going to be doing over the next few releases that we've got coming out, and we're kicking off with this one. This is a track that we made from our forthcoming release on Mobilee, a label that we have really looked up to over the years and really respected. And it's great that Anya and the team have kind of embraced us. She's been supporting a lot of our stuff. So yeah, we have a 3-track EP coming out on August the 19th. Is that right?
Yeah, Mobilee.
August the 19th on Mobilee. The lead track is called Square in Circles, and there's another track on there called Taurus, and the track that we're going to take you through today is called Future. So John, shall we start with how we normally start our tracks and just take everyone through the drums?
Yeah, sweet. So the way we normally work is we start with the drums, get the main section going, and then we work in the break. So if I just quickly play you the whole main section, what we have here. You can hear we've got the drums, everything's going, we've got a vocal, bass, and then got a stab. So I'm just going to quickly run through what we're using, because we don't want to be going on for too long. And yeah, as we're going along, I'll tell you what little things we've got on what. So start with a nice big kick. We've sampled this from maybe a library or something. It's an audio file. It's got a nice round sound to it. We've got no compression on it or anything. Next thing, first open hat. As you can see, we've cut the lows out. We've added this little metallic hat to kind of cut through the mix. Another small open hat to fill up the space. We like to layer a lot of the drums. Big open hat. Skippy hats to give it a quick fill. Fast hats. 2 claps. Some toms. A wood stick. Scats. These are all percussion. So we've also got a little loop in here. It's very, very subtle. And that is not the drums.
So that loopy thing we would use to kind of fill up some of those frequencies in the mix and stuff.
As you can hear, like that's all the drums. We quickly just have a flick through them.
Yeah, let's have a look and see what
let's
kind
say
of
this hat.
EQs and stuff we've got on there.
So we've got a normal low cut. We like using this compressor. It's with waves. It's a CLA2A, and literally you just turn it on, pull down the peak reduction, and you just start seeing the compression. We also have got overdrive on this, which is a Logic.
It's a Logic plugin.
Logic plugin, and if you hear, it just adds a bit of transient to it.
Yeah, it boosts those transients.
Yeah. Same on this big hat. We have most of the drum actually sounds will have the same setting. We'll just basically copy this down, and it just like pulls the drums, each sound, the transients up a bit. So the claps, just 2 layered. One's got a little bit of boost on 10,000, and like as you see, you definitely need 2 here. One's low, one's high frequency. All our most of the drum sounds go to a reverb bus, which we use Space Designer, Realistic Room.
And this is standard Logic.
Yeah, this is a standard. I mean, a lot of our stuff we do is in Logic, in it. There you go. It's in Rooms, Realistic Room, and a lot of the drums we tend to send on a bus like that, and all to this one reverb, so it all sounds like the drums are recorded or are in one room. It kind of gives it a nice feel. I mean, not to drag this out too much, that's the drums. We'd get the drums going, as you can hear. We think that sounds pretty solid, so we'd move on to the next little bit. We do this quite a lot actually. What it is, it's a little, I'll show you the MIDI. Oh, that's not it.
Oh, this is the Vox.
It's a vocal.
There you go.
There you go. Loop thing. So if I show you the MIDI, it's basically just 1 bar little box over 2 little spludges in, whatever you want to call them.
Technical.
So yeah, it's just a little loopy
It's almost like a stab, isn't it?
Yeah, to kind of give it texture. Like, it fills up the mix quite nicely, and you can bring it in and out, and it kind of adds to the track, and it fills a lot in.
It adds to the ambience of the feel to the track as well.
So how we done this, if you just hear this standard sample, this is in Contact.
Contact 5, which we use as our sampler.
Yeah. The standard sample... Right, so the standard sample is this. See, we pitched down. Which is quite high up. But if we just play it, you can hear it, you know, the lower you go down. And if we went minus 14 to kind of match the tone of the bass, it gives it, you know, a nice texture if you hear it all together. Take it out, you can bring it in slowly. Be a little part to add, processing wise, just a cut, boosted 3000. So, and again, this CLA2A compressor, which is really good.
And that kind of ties all the drums together as well, with them all having the CLA compressor on there.
Yeah, massively. I mean, yeah, this track, if we talk a little bit about it.
Sure.
We released an EP on Lena last year, December.
End of last year, yeah.
It was the Detection EP, and the Detection actually done really well. A lot of big jocks was playing it all around and did well on Beatport. So Anya Schneider hit us up again, and she said she wanted to EP us for Mobilee, which for us was like a touch, because it was, you know, one of the labels from growing up we always kind of supported and
definitely
looked to for the releases. So yeah, this EP has been in the making for 6 months. We actually finished this in May. We probably sent her about 10 tracks.
Yep.
All of them, no.
Yeah.
And this was the first,
Which is some good A&R, and I think on Mobilee's behalf, because it has to be right for an established label like that. So
yeah, it was quite frustrating, but I mean, we got there in the end, and we wanted to do this kind of old school, loopy, new school vibe, which, you know, raw sounding drums, but a futuristically bass line.
An LNK twist on it.
Yeah, so I mean, if you hear it, the drums are nice, and this is why we added this little vocal, which is just simple, just goes every 2 bars.
And the idea of having it say future was, as we said, like the kind of theory behind the track is that we were taking some kind of old warehousey vibes and bringing them up to date. So
that's it.
Future made sense as the vocal. Do you want to just take them through what we've done to that vocal?
The vocal, nothing.
Okay.
It's just a standard sample. It's got the little CL2A. Literally, this goes on a lot of the channels. Anyway, so next, let's move on to the bass. Which you can hear. Let me just take the vocal out and this ride. You can hear it's just got a nice vibe, this bass line. So let's have a look at it. Put that side chain on as well. So look, there we go. Very simple.
Although it did take a while.
To
write this one.
Very simple pattern. We use the Mini Moog, which is great. We have actually bought a Moog
down there somewhere.
Sub 37, which is cool. We use it a lot, but at the time we didn't have it. So yeah, Mini Moog, we've probably tweaked this little preset to get it how we want. It's just quite sine wavy. But for the bass, let me talk you through it, because there's quite a lot of process in it, as you can see here. So first of all, you can hear it. It's when it's got no compressor on.
That's quite wild, that, isn't it?
Yeah. And the compressor is to the side chain.
That's the first compressor in the chain, isn't it? It's running to the side chain,
which ducks to the kick. Let's play the kick as well. Turn it off. See how out of control it is. Turn it on. Felt like it needed a lot of bass, so we added an R bass. You can hear that warms it straight up. What it does is waves
Renaissance
sample,
bass, isn't it, from Waves?
And it just boosts these frequencies around 80 Hertz. We also felt it was missing quite a lot of low end, and this is something we've been using for a while. Again, from Waves, it boosts. This is the range. It goes from 20 to 120, and it just does something that is unknown. It's just
so it's those sub frequencies that you hear and feel in the club. You might not necessarily be able to hear it on your iPod, but when you're making music for clubs, it's important that sub frequency resonates. So low air does the job as far as that's concerned.
Fellas, hear that? On. Let me just turn this on for a start because it's a bit out of control. As you can hear with that on, off. If you're listening on proper speakers, you're going to hear the difference. So the last thing was
add some thickness to it.
To add this CLA 3A compressor, and you can see it's quite heavily compressed. Like that is pretty out of control, and that brings it right down. May as well say now that this is not a masterclass.
Not a masterclass.
It's not at all. Like, we know that you can do things many ways. You can put the compressor in at the bottom. You can do this and that. But this is the way we do it. On our last tutorial, we got a lot of Normans writing in the comments, "Oh,
this
can't
is
do
wrong.
Stuff like this. You can't do stuff like that. Blah blah blah." But this is how we made this track, and this is all it's supposed to be. It's not how you make music. That's it. So just putting that out there now. It is just how we made the track. We know you're probably supposed to put the compression at the bottom, but in this case, it works. So,
and as we think, we're of the mindset of there is no right or wrong way of doing this. It's whatever comes out at the end that's important.
So let's just hear everything together now. Yeah, sounds cool. At this point as well, what we like to do when we've got the main section done, we'd like to, with the bass, just to get a feel how it will sound when it comes back in. We'll get the EQ of the master and we'll cut it about 136, and then just turn it up, whack it in. When you feel it coming in, you're halfway there to knowing it's going to be, you've got enough weight, you've got enough energy.
Something that we kind of started doing as a result of DJing all the time and doing that kind of thing in the club on the mixer, where you're cutting the bass and then throwing it back in again to see how it works. That's how we kind of test our tracks when we're making them now as well. So it's a nice little trick.
Alright, so next we have the stab. Again, something that we need to make the track progress. Very simple where they're put, and very simple what it is. This is just a sample. This is like contact again. Sennheiser. It's not pitched down. It was in key.
It was in key. It just was meant to be in this track, which we are lucky for.
With this again, CL2A. Obviously use that. Oh yeah. So this is another reason why this isn't a masterclass. This is actually a vocal compressor, like that is generally used to just pull down the compression to pull up the transients, but in this sense you can hear what it does, and it's so easy to use. Just pull it down and it cuts through your mix. So there you go. And then on the stab, to give it that nice bit of delay, we've got a H delay. This is waves again. Take it off.
Very flat.
Just gives it a bit of space. Gives it that,
dynamic element to it.
It's on an 8th. Feedback there. Try it out. And that's it. We've got a sound shifter on it because later on we're going to start messing with that in the break.
And it's also bust, isn't it, to the Arts Acoustic.
Okay, so the drums we usually send to one reverb, which you spoke about before. The rest of the musical stuff, like strings, stabs, maybe a bit of vocals, we send to this Arts Acoustic. It's our own setting that we've made. So it's just, let's just solo it with that. It's just like a very subtle, and it makes all the musical sounds sound like they're recording in Run Room. Take it off.
Same principle as the drums.
Turn it on. There you go. So that's what we use for that. Right, so that's the main section. At this point, when we know that's working, what we'll do is the break. And so we want to do this in 20 minutes. We've got about 5 minutes left. So let's just talk about the break quickly. Yeah, at this point, we always will make the main section and then make a break. And once you've made the break and it comes in and it works, that's it. You know it works. You lay it out. you simplify it in the beginning, you simplify at the end, and you add little bits in between. Let's just talk about this break quickly.
Yeah.
So as it's coming in, you can see the break section is in pink. So as it comes in, all we're doing is taking away the fast hats, claps, and these fast toms, and that percussion. As you hear, it's breaking it down now.
So I'd strip back some of those drums.
You can hear this coming in, that synth, and a long string. Again,
a little bit of new vocal in there as well.
At this point, we take away the kick. Cut the kick to a low cut, and we cut the bass as well.
That's just done by EQs.
Yeah. And we have this snare rise, short sweep, and long sweep to build up this last bit when everything else gets taken away. And it leaves a bit of space for it to come back in. There's enough change for it to work. Yeah. So that generally at that point we know that this track works because we've got a main section, we've got the main break, and that's all a track is really, a main section and a main break.
Yep.
I mean we'll just go through this again. For us as well, we're known for making quite big breaks and energetic breaks, but because of the label and the sound, we wanted to do a bit shorter, a bit less intense.
Yeah, we definitely stripped it back for this one.
We brought this little synth line in just to take your ear away from the bass. Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit of a change. As you can see here, what we've done, we've just played probably these 3 notes, 1, 2, 3. And then we've layered them an octave down.
Added the octave in, yeah. That's on the automated part.
Yeah,
there.
you can hear it coming in. Just to give it some warmth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was on the absinthe.
That's an absinthe, yeah. That was a preset that we found, and it's like nice, eerie. It's got that old school flavour, which is cool. Joined with a held string, which is we actually use this in all of our tracks.
Yeah,
it's
this
in
is
Nexus.
the vital ingredient for the breaks that we make.
Just gives that little bit of tension. It's quite high up in the scale, if you see, look, compared to everything else. Okay, so at this point, we're at the kind of main section after the main break. It's quite short. And you can hear we've had to make a slight change. So what we've done is the stab has been automated. It's the feedback. So as you see there, and it just gives it a nice bit of movement and something that adds energy and something that sounds different to the book. Which works.
So yeah, once we get to this point and we've added all our little tips and tricks and everything into the track, we know the breaks work. We've got another little break section there.
Yeah, here we go. Let's have a quick look at that. Again, you can see the drums kick guys are open hat.
It's just a lighter version of what happened the minute before.
And we're on to the outro. Outro is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, you can see what happens here. That's the kick. Bass comes out, stab comes out. I mean,
it's just about stripping the track back.
Going massively into this.
And because we're DJs as well, we tend to make our tracks very DJ friendly. So it gets to a point in the track where lots of things are taken out.
So you can bring some more things in.
It allows you to mix the next track in and bring in the elements of those tracks of the new track as an intro. So the last bit we would do would be the intro, which is just like the outro back to front basically.
Yeah, so you can see it's just simplified. What we would do, we would take the main section here, pull the whole lot back,
and copy it,
and copy and paste it, and then just remove bits as it's going along. So you just play around with what sounds good. This is a kick cut. There's not much drums. The main kick comes in with the bass. Some little scats come in. Vocals gonna come in, And yeah, just work your way into it. Pretty simple. Again, coming up to a very short break. It's just like the kick's coming out, bass is getting cut. This is really simple actually, as our kind of tracks go.
Yeah,
come together
for sure.
quite simply.
It'll take us a while to get to this point, but yeah, compared to other tracks that we've done in the past, it is a lot more stripped back and simplified. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it as far as it goes.
That's it, yeah.
So yeah, this is how we made Future in a very condensed 20-minute short film.
Sorry it was rushed, but we're going to be doing a few more of these, and just again, it's not a production masterclass, it is in the making of, and that's it. We have the EP coming out on the 19th of August. It's called Square and Circles, 3-track EP. This is actually the second track to it, so yeah, just look out for that and let us know what you think.
See you later.